Hi everyone. Today I want to share with you a quote that I recently came across and that I have been reflecting on for some time. And the quote goes like this: "Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts." Now the quote is often attributed to Winston Churchill, even though the author is unknown. But the quote really got me thinking or reflecting. It tells us that our successes are not final. For me, when I reflected on it, what I took away was the fact that success has no fixed or final address. Success is actually a moving target. And I know we set goals for ourselves, and when we achieve our goals or realize our dreams, we get this finally have arrived feeling. We get this I've made it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, success is not final calls us to reflect on the fact that when you get to one end of the road, there are so many other roads to be discovered, or there are so many other roads to be explored, or keep it moving. Success is not final. Now, what does that mean? It means we should never become complacent, even in the face of success. It also means, and this I think is even more important, that we should not become proud, puffed up, or arrogant because we are succeeding or we are successful, in quote. Why? Because there's still so much to be known, there's still so much to be learned. And so success is not final. Don't become puffed up or arrogant or proud or complacent because you are now succeeding. Now, failure is not fatal. That also means to me that, failure is not the end of the road, neither is it the end of life or living. Why? Because failure can teach us many, many lessons. And our failures and our setbacks can also become stepping stones. Stepping stones to new frontiers, stepping stones to greatness. I'm not saying that sometimes when we fail or when we have setbacks that it can't affect our confidence. Failure can affect our confidence. Failure can cause us to question our abilities. And sometimes when we have setbacks, it really looks like, where do I go from here? However, it's important that we know that failure is never the end of the road, except we make it the end of the road. It's always a question of, what do you do with your failure? How do you allow your failure minister to you? That's the way that I like to look at it. And so success is not final. Failure is not fatal. Courage makes the difference. Courage is the differentiator. Now, I want to bring this a little bit into the marriage arena, because honestly, it has its place even in relationships. Now, success is not final for the married. You know how I look at these videos of people getting married and it's like they're flashing their ring and it's almost like, I made it, I've arrived. However, that is just the starting point. You've reached one end of the road, but you are now about to journey on another road. And it's critically important for you to know that getting married, there's still a long journey ahead. This arrival is the beginning of another journey. And even for those who have been married for many years, success is not final says, don't be complacent in your marriage. Why? Because that knowledge that you had yesterday might not serve you in this new season that you are in. The knowledge of my husband that I had of him when we got married might not serve me in this era that our marriage is in now, 24 years down the line. Success is not final. We continue to learn about our spouses. We continue to learn about how to make marriage work. We continue to learn about how to keep love alive. We cannot afford to be complacent in marriage. Failure is not fatal. Excuse me, I beg your pardon. That also tells me that things are not working now doesn't mean you should give up. The setback you are having in your marriage now doesn't mean you should fold your hands and say, I'm not doing again. Failure is not final. Things are not working now. I say to you, reach out to trusted advisors, counselors that you can trust, professional counselors. Courage is the one that will make the difference. What does that mean? It simply means that it takes courage for you to admit that this is not working and we need to try something new. It takes courage for you to admit the fact that I dropped the ball and I need to pick up the pieces, make it good with my spouse so that we can keep it moving. It takes courage for you to admit that I don't know it all, and then to humble yourself and go seek to learn the things that you don't know. It takes courage for you to keep going in the face of adversity. It even takes courage for you to say that, okay, we're doing well, we're succeeding, but let's still go search for more. Honestly, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. Courage makes the difference. And here's the thing, courage lies within each and every one of us. And so this week I encourage you, ponder on this quote, reflect on it. How does it apply to your own life? Dig deep to bring out that which is within you, that God put within each and every one of us. And realize that you can keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. God bless you. My name is Taye Aluko.